first off, just to dovetail to what we talked about for hurricane relief, many of the dental societies, the ADA, as well as the AGD, and a lot of local constituencies as well, are out there to help, even if you're not a member. So if you're looking for help either with support staff, supplies, helping clean out your office if it's flooded, whatever, and you're anywhere in the impacted area from Florida way all the way up, please look once you get cell service, I guess I should say, or the internet. Please reach out to those communities, those dental specific communities. They are here and ready to help. And lots of volunteers have already come forward. They have supplies. They're ready to get into those offices and help these doctors get back to work. So please know that those resources are available. Okay, well, we'll start with the heavy and we'll get to the light. The first is a very interesting turn of events, but no surprise, I don't think, to anybody that's been following this for, I don't know, now about 15 years. We've talked about mid-level providers and dental therapists for quite some time. And this week, actually last week on the 27th, the American Legislative Exchange Council has adopted model legislation to authorize dental therapy. What that means is they've crafted legislation and what it would look like to start bringing dental therapists to all 50 states. Obviously, many of the organizations were not involved in that discussion, nor are they in total agreement with the plan. So they've already been furiously responding back to give them their concerns about what a dental therapist model legislation might look like in each state. There are currently quite a few states that have dental therapy available. We're at 14 states now, but most are pretty localized to Minnesota, Oregon, and Washington, where we're seeing these little pockets pop up. So it will be interesting to see how this moves forward. But this certainly does open the gateway, I think, for states to really start considering what it would look like to add dental therapists into the marketplace and into, the hierarchy of dentists. Now, to help you understand, if you're not familiar with the topic of dental health therapists or mid-level providers, in most states, these would be dental therapists that would provide fillings, extractions, and preventative care. So basic restorative, as they say it, basic surgical and preventative care without direct supervision of a dentist. They would have general supervision, which is more like the medical model where nurse practitioners and PAs just have to have their charts reviewed by a doctor, but they may not be on site. So that is kind of what they're moving toward, and definitely a pretty big change, I think, in opening the doors for that to move forward. So we'll keep you posted on that. If you are a Biolase customer, you might be interested to know that they did file for bankruptcy and they plan to sell to a competitor. The competitor is Solenda. I'm not familiar with the company, so I don't know 100% what they sell, but they are in a process of being acquired, relinquishing some debt, etc., after multiple years and quarters with lost revenue. And so if you're a Biolase customer, I have no idea what that will mean for you and what moving forward for support may look like. Sonendo is the company. As a Biolase customer, I too have many questions about what this may mean for the future of the support of my hard and soft tissue laser. For those of us in our community that might be the Lord of the Rings fans, if you're familiar with the actor Billy Boyd, and he was best known for his character as Pippin in the trilogy of Lord of the Rings, you might be interested to know why he's on dental news this evening. Well, when he was filming the first the first of the trilogy for the Lord of the Rings, he had an unbearable toothache after going through full makeup and costume. So he left the set, headed to his dentist or a dentist in the community. He had to be draped and covered so that his character could not be released out. People couldn't take pictures or see the costume, etc. He elected to go forward, and he needed to have a filling done or a procedure done. He elected to move forward with that procedure without anesthesia because he had to leave the office and go immediately back to recite lines. Now, he elected to do all of this in full costume because he didn't want to have to go back through costume. He didn't want them to take it all off so he could go visit the dentist. So he came in full costume because it took hours to transform him into this character each time, including his hobbit feet with the little hairs that come out of it. So he elected to go to the dentist fully costumed and also elected to do no anesthesia for the procedure so that he could go back and recite lines. A real true champion of the craft. He apparently was so stressed during the procedure and perspired so much that the hobbit feet came off anyway. That's how much he sweat through his feet as he was responding to the pain from receiving a dental procedure without anesthesia and had to go back and have the hobbit feet reapplied anyway. I don't know if there's a moral of the story, but I always find it super interesting when many of the most common things that we do on a regular basis, including our life's work, intersect with how a dental emergency or a dental procedure threw a bit of a wrench into our big plans. And with that, that's the news.